you want them to be? Or?
Well, it's a good hockey team. A lot of offensive skill. The best group of forwards we've seen thus far. So they're going to expose you, and they did again tonight at times. I thought both games were similar in the sense that we didn't really start the way we wanted to, but as the game wore on, we got better and better, and that's kind of been a little bit of a consistent theme with this team, which is a good sign. You want to be a good third period team, and we've been able, going all the way back to the Adirondack game, win some games in the third period. So it's certainly a good sign, and we're still early in the season. There's always room for improvement, but like I said, some credit goes to them. That's a pretty good team over there.
How big was Darcy's goal, just from a momentum standpoint?
That's huge. We didn't like our first. I felt that we were lucky to get out of the first just down by one. And we didn't have any life. We weren't sync. Our execution wasn't very good, and we had a couple shifts, but we never really got the momentum going. And then I think from that point on, it certainly took some wind out of their sails, and we got going after that.
I guess Timmins shot kind of. You always say just shoot the puck. I guess.
You know what we had talked about it. He's a big guy, and some of those big guys on those tough angles, they like to hug the post and drop their one knee. So we had talked about putting pucks at his feet on a bad angle, just because of those big pads too, rebound control. It's a sneaky shot. I mean, he was right on the goal line, and we catch a break there, but. We showed enough video from yesterday that good things happen when you go to the net and put pucks there.
Outside of the third period, what have you seen out of this group that you like? Is right now scoring a lot of goals and winning some games. A lot of talk about this group.
Yeah, well, you know what? I think tonight, every night's been different. But like I mentioned, I think we've gotten stronger as games have worn on and have been able to adjust in game. I think they realized, I gave it to them a little bit after the first, but they knew. And like I said, that's a good hockey team over there, and it took it took a shorthanded goal to get us going, but we sent it started to come on last year when we especially in this building really grabbed momentum. And what I've liked too is those last couple power plays, we weren't just content on moving it around or just basically trying to kill the clock. Those were we didn't get many power plays, but those guys went out there with the killer instinct to really put the game out of reach, and we certainly had enough opportunities. So I think being able to just sense when you got a team down and really stay on them is important, especially against a team like that can score.
You brought up last year, and how important and how big is it for this group that most of these guys were here last year and kind of got a flavor for what you wanted, and they've improved, because it's not always the case. Sometimes you see a lot of guys go back and forth.
Yeah, I think it's one of the reasons why where we are right now. I think there's a bit of carryover with the same group. The familiarity is there, and then even getting additions like Harold and Bernier, guys who have been here in the past, though be it 2-3 years ago, know the system, know us as coaches. So I think that certainly has something to do with our success so far this season.
It's the best start you've had in your 5 years here. Do you coach any differently when things are going well, or are there things you have to be more aware of when you're not correcting things because of water?
Yeah, well, I think you're still correcting. I think it's actually easier because obviously it's tough for anybody to argue with a system, or maybe if you're showing video on a guy not stopping on pucks or doing things, it's pretty tough to argue with. So these guys have to your point, they bought in last year, and that's carried over to this year. So I don't think you change as a coach. I think for what we're doing as a staff, and certainly for me as we start to see more teams, is we're really trying to gauge where we are in the league. And though it's been good so far this season, until you see a lot of teams, you really don't know where you're at. But we're certainly happy with our start and have felt good about how we've won hockey games.